Welcome to the Cyrodiil Upgrade Necromancers video part 2. In the previous video we saw Kvatch Aftermath's Necromancer Guild, which is incompatible with the Kvatch Rising Necromancer Guild, so you can't run both of these together. The Necromancer Guild you're about to see in this new video, the part 2, is the Kvatch Rising one. It's smaller, more secretive, more lore friendly for that reason, but is otherwise the same. It also explores lore topics which the Kvatch Rising, Kvatch Aftermath Guild doesn't. In this case, you get this at the end of the Mages Guild quest where you become Archmage and you want to actually, revisit the topic of banning necromancy. Well, you go to Kvatch, talk to some of the guys in the Mages Guild there, and you get the option to explore that and reverse the policy. You can't exactly legalise it, because Venus, who created the Mages Guild, would never have allowed that. But what you can do is you can choose to ignore it. In other words, let them coexist with you. So you get the option to do that in Kvatch Rising. You get to say, right, okay, let's unban necromancy and just pretend it doesn't exist and let them get on with it. You get various questions after that to see if you're pro or anti-necromancer, which makes them either trust you or not, which gives you access or not to the Necromancer Guild, but it's all down to your own choices. If you like necromancy, you'll answer the questions a certain way, you'll get access. The other thing is, the Necromancer mod itself introduces several normal necromancers, basically, that walk around Cyrodiil and have things to say. And you do favours for them, they'll eventually open up to you and tell you their story, which gives you the flip side of the coin for the Mages Guild, because the Mages Guilds are all necromancers evil, oh, ban it, blah 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 blah. And there's only a couple of very obscure docs about the black arts on trial that explain the argument that went on before the ban got put in place. And there's even more rare ones about people running away and other things like that, so you don't really hear much about what goes on, but you get hints that it was pretty bad. So what we've done is we've taken the average Joes from the Necromancer, well, from the Mages Guild, who happen to practice necromancy, and we've given them a story to tell in the Necromancer. So they supply the flip side of the coin, the alternative version of events after the banning of necromancy from the Mages Guild, and as such they complete the Mages Guild story. Even if you're not a Necromancer fan, they will make the Necromancer story more complete if you include the Necromancer mod. Now, the Necromancer mod not only concerns innocent necromancers that just trying to heal people, like a doctor might, or a person who's taking organs for transplant today, but they also contain outright evil bastards as well. The type that are out for their own benefit, out for power. And they make no effort to hide that they want to destroy the Mages Guild and everything else in it, and they want to rule the world or whatever. It comes across pretty obvious, that that's what they want to be doing. Other ones are just mad. You get the idea that they're not quite all there in the head. They're focused on necromancy for so long. They've got no social skills whatsoever. They're unable to concept simple things like morality at any level.
How can I help you today,
and friend? That they just can't help themselves. Then you got some that have lost something dear to them and they're deeply upset about it, and they're just normal people aside from that. So the Necromancer involves characters from all walks of life, which is truly representative of what necromancy should be like. Of course, the Order of the Black Worm, being Marco's own order, says is naturally dead set against the Mages Guild and will try and wipe it out whenever possible. Usually a few of these people infiltrate the Mages Guild, during quieter times. When the Mages Guild's Archmage is either a pro-necromancer or doesn't mind it, they just let them in slowly over time, and then someone like Traven will come along and ban the lot of them and drive them out, and there'll be a witch hunt and all kinds of weird and wonderful things going on. You can see this in the guild storyline for the main quest. There, where some of the people who are already necromancers and already in the guild and already in positions of power. But generally speaking, though, the Order of the Black Worm are basically It says the foot troopers for Mana Marco, and he's only interested in power. Oh, living a long life. There is a story from the Dragon's Break that said that Mana Marco became a god. And then, well, before the Dragon's Break, it says Mana Marco became a god. Now, in Oblivion, there's various texts to back up the fact that that ending from, I think it's previous Elder Scrolls game, was the ending that has actually been adopted here. In which case, the Dragon's Break means Mana Marco existed both as a god and as a man. Now, that probably means that the god version of him can bring back the man version of him anytime he wants, so you could see him turning up again in the future. He's not necessarily going to be dead. On the other hand, right, it says the god side of him can be doing anything he wants, anytime he wants anyway, so it doesn't need a man to do anything. But anyway, see, that's just a bit of theory for you based on my own research. But see, the Dragon's Break basically gave several alternative endings credence, so you could actually run any one of them. But the Oblivion one seems to have backed up the fact that Mana Marco was split in two and became part god, part man, and the part you defeated in the actual quest was the actual man part, not the god part. Anyway, it says the key point to remember about the Necromancer Guild and the Mages Guild is the Necromancer Guild and the Necromancers and the Mages Guild are two completely separate entities, and as such need to be played two completely different ways. You shouldn't really be using the schools of magic as a necromancer, because that's Venus, not Mana Marco. So try to avoid, using destruction spells and sharp weapons. Remember, as a necromancer, you want to keep the body intact, so try summoning and try other methods to preserve your target instead of blowing it to pieces if you're going to use it in combat. And you'll find you get a completely different game at the end of the day. And it's quite an interesting one as well, though it does take a bit of practice. And remember, right, there's nothing wrong with taking a horde of skeletons in with you from using one of them devices included in one of these mods. So some of these necromancers would be quite happy to summon 10 skeletons and just go on a rampage. So that's an option for you too. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the videos, and I hope you don't mind me waffling too much. Goodbye.